Sangmala nga tu dili shweda sinake ba rama sangmala ni de gela nga tu chapter 11 chapter 10 nga tu gi the reaching the age of adolescence tao che. So moving on to chapter 11 is force and pressure. Tao zu nam yu force na karil na shugre lo ra pressure la na khara shugre lo ra to the force the pressure ni yani difference to tao zu dinang de re la lop sin di nang lo la. So, dinang lobsin dinang lo main major topic ni yore force the pressure. So, what is force? So, force it is a push or a pull on an object. Object jigala ani push chuwa ine re ra push biga tangwa doshine pull su temba doshine re. So, it is a push or a pull on an object. Changes or tends to change the rest of state of rest or the state of motion of an object by a push or pull. Push yang na pull chine ngonzu khachire we change the state of rest or state of motion. Kisi rest kan yo arushna so de de arushna ngonzu biga tang na khachire it starts moving motion cha so te kisi chik motion kan yo arushna ngonzu ki force kya arushna de khachire ka tura. It cannot be seen, but its effect can be seen or felt. Force nga zo thonga yo mare ine gi kurangi force ki effect yo ra di nga zo thong tu re chor tu re ra kesi kha la biya ro chang ro chne kha gi chor tu do. It is caused by any interaction. So force de khadi ni interaction chig chig parala ra ngo po khari na ni gi di ni parla ni the interaction can gain the forcing. So an interaction of one object with another object produces a force between two objects. Object ni gi parla an interaction do chonga do chna ani di khari produce chire force produce chire. Force acting on an object in the same direction add to each other. Ta dera misum do apen chna misum ene gala motor chik do misum di motor chik di gala shuk gedu gala motor di gala shuk khaje li re khun sum ga gi shuk domni ani di motor ga li ra. So the force acting on an object in the same direction tikla khunzu sumga nyam la dichi so dichi du ngala khunzu sumgi force de khachire it adds to each other khunzu sumgi force ding nyam domdur. If the force acting on an object are in opposite directions, then the net force acting on it is the difference between the two forces. If the force acting on an object are in opposite direction, ta kisi de la moda jorda mi thanda ngombu da de mawun hingish da chik maw di de ne bigeta ani ngombu di chujo opposite ne chu ya bigeta orishna di ma bigeta da mi chik ta thanda inde him ba suspension na mi sum di ma bigeta da yanga di chu mi chu pa chik sum chi ya bigeta ngi na ani moda de gala force khajuli re ra khudu sum gi di dom 파주 심바 숨디 덤 아니 같이래 마이너스 땅으로 같이는 뒤쪽이 슉 가지고 위에 파주기 슉 가지고 어디니 마이너스 땅수는 아니 뭐라 디가라 슉 어디 감려고 답변시나 미숨 디기 뉴턴 force 기시 뉴턴 숨겨 개규나 뒤쪽 갭디 미 숨지 여러 수비게 당해지러 어디 숨디게 숨게 개규나 아니 뭐라 가나 force 가지고 이래 레고리 가지나 디니 아니 that means 뭐라 가지래 구주체 당 말에 다 디조 미숨기 십게 게체 파조쇼기 숨게 게스나 아니 뭐라 간라 가줄리레 뭐라 간라 force 십게 force galire di 십게 di 파이 숨게 마이너스 당오라 so force galir kisara the strength of force is called its magnitude so force shuk chelule jora dilang zo khalir chi khalire magnitude lish the SI unit of force is Newton. So also force ngazu na bi jise kije shidu ngala kilo ngapchu kilo gedang ngapchu du chin lo ra ta force da khale ra Newton consider unit khar ra force ki unit dikha ra Newton sara the examples from our daily life the color force ki example dola suna the movement ra drag chiba carry chiba pull ra push so push nanglo la pinches na example push-up chair, hitting a ball, slapping, riding a bicycle, punching, pushing a car, kicking a ball. This are examples of force. Force के example है. अनि यहाँ simple force के example खरे pulling grass, fishing, rod. This some याद है ना चुगोर pulling a plug, playing kite, dragging, pulling a dog. This sama khana chu do pull nang lo la. That means since example chasang khare ke example ra force ke example. Ta ngzo force khare la ju zam zam endlo ra playing a guitar play she di ngzo force re lo ra. Te ne on di din ani 어디 치 ani flying a kite ra chabi tangai ro da ani choosing tangai da din changma khare force re ine changma re re phiju tang ding mara chik phiju tang ding mara ro so this changma chik this chasang kharna thu du re push tang pull nang lo la thu du sera the example chira da kyak che chera next effects of force force ke du gala ani khari khari effect khari khari li ra a force can change the state of motion of an object ngobu chi khol la de ne kisi khalore rest kan yes na ngo force ge de gala move che gol su kisi move kan yes na ngo gi inde force ke orders na ani rest la shura so the motion change is a force can change the speed as well as direction of an object ra ngo force digi ngobu chi gi speed gi ro tang tu re la ani direction ya gi ro tang tu re kisi kya football chi dos chene khalore football ji India ma kora gen khali khali de na diga la kyangi force chuk chumbo ji gen kick ji sure do na bat pura speed gan la roll che go chu ra ani kisi kya thanda ball di India ma khaptu do da che kisi kyangi kangba gi chujo chola kick che sure do na ani ball di kwa dure chujo chora la dura so direction change hi da now if the force is applied in the direction of motion then the speed of the object increases kisi ball di tini atro de shishra right side atro de shish force ball di right side atro de kyangi digala force kick chi sure na ko khashire ternya di ball gi speed increase shora kisi kya ball di khalore right side atro de ra ani kyangi di khalore kick di ma ball la left shoulder ta la shusna an khashire ko bet kora kurangi speed the bet decrease chan yani left shoulder che move che guzura. If the force is applied opposite to the direction of motion, then the speed of the object decreases. Opposite gonna show rishna ani the ngopo the speed decrease chadu resra. Force can change the shape and size of an object. Ani force ki shape if I khari re ngopo chi ki shape girwa the jure size girwa the jure ra. A force can change the shape of an object. It can change the size of an object also. It can change both the shape and size of an object. Ra. Attention now, effects of force. A force can change the shape of an object. Ra. Di tanda kizi kampu thambu nyala nyapto doshta di upu jadi gana ko bat kora shape giro the so. Force can change the speed of an object, making it faster or slower. Kizi cycle jitan doshta doshna kyan gi kangba gi movement di gyoko go suna korangshing gi speed gana dre ko ra. A force can change the direction of an object ra. The dela benches na tanda tennis dote do. Tennis ki ball di ya mashidu gana kyan so force quality na odi gana gene ball di do do. So it changes the direction. The tanda de rubber band thammo nyale into do ani ma stretch chorna ma nana shape change do sponge di de tanda du sidu gala nganzo ge ma force train man ne badoshna squeeze chorna press chorna no goya sobta juro the do ani the spring door na spring the marquis sure na manem je dungana ko shape do the do da so dinte ngo push to tanda inde force kya che force ke dungana ya ranja li da gita de mal lishno ko sop ranja li ra sponge the ma ranja release sure na ko ranja li ra spring the ma release sure na ko na sop ranja li da so dinte ki ngo puch la khale re they are called as elastic dish sara the benches na glass door na ngazu gi tinde do ani yale ne ma yurda force kya ra digala ma yudu gana khacho so glass pa cha so so shape change so adi ani paper ji tu smart re order na ra so the bet kora dekha ha je so the bet kora gyuwa the size and gyuwa the so crush and empty can ma crush to na ko so the bet gyuwa the so the denzo ya rangjal che yore glass ha ju dia rangja dinde chupu kya chi cha yo mara paper de ma shi je dinde chupu kya chi cha yo mara so such objects are called inelastic is inelastic layer. Now moving on to types of forces, so there are major there are two types of forces, contact force and non-contact force. ngobo khari ne changma inchi biji tu goyo marta force kala do contact kashi tu goyo ro contact re kashi khari re non-contact force. So contact force na khari re muscular force and friction. Non-contact force la khari re magnetic force, electrostatic force and gravitational force. Also re tanda yin she khachi types of forces nanglo la kalore. This gesture show contact force na spring force and pseudo normal force share frictional force, drag force, applied force, ra any non-contact force la magnetic force, electric force, gravitational force. The pseudo ta yin ne ang zu tanda kyang zo lo nanglo la kela tanda yin gi chik ten sa odi rang re. 아니 테디 낭로니 텐다 하시주레 drag force the buoyant force injury 어딘서 텐다 next chapter na lira. The types of forces contact force lana kharire a force which can cause or change the motion of an object by physical touching. ngobojigi khari gyure tangwena ta di tuche any force ke original bila khalire contact force. These forces act at a distance gone a force degree without any physical contact. Physical contact too more any force ke. So types of contact force number one muscular force. The force caused by action of muscle is called muscular force. The force khari gyawrish nangara so muscle gi piju tangshani force ki na dila chatan khalore the muscular force activities such as bending, movement, breathing, and digestion of food. They all involve muscular force. Then some are muscular force. Example din so khashi dela ito. Also, almost namchidan nila khash kimi on the shazan rushta also muscular force na tsure. Point where the force is applied on an object is called point of contact. The point where the force is applied on an object. The ngobo khwa lang so tu she any force ki de dila khalere point of contact the point of contact point of contact. Next, the contact force key number two khare frictional force. The force responsible for changing the state of motion of an object is called friction. The friction also next chapter the chapter the frictional force detail big sum it is the force responsible for force force it changes the state of motion of an object. Rather than the cycle, the right shoulder, the frictional force, the left shoulder, the left shoulder. It always acts on all moving objects. Moving objects, sama galani force the in the direction in direction opposite to that of motion. Motion the opposite of friction force lead. In the direction of motion, who do the left shoulder, the frictional force the lead the right shoulder. So chin kisi kogi dila vil dila en shuk ma ya rachna ko dumar sira shuk ma force ma ya rachna ko di motor chin chi rozum sa rachta odi dumar odi kanye de sure force of friction de kanye de ta kogi di shuk chimbu yana ani motor ni ya chue push che try chi do so kogi shuk che yue za ani di move chi to force the frictional force le kwan gi shuk che ge ge ba song za ani di move chi to 그라 심바 허리에 기세 코 이슈 먼저 러시나 디 모더 디 무브 싱 마레 디스 카 호레 force of friction gi ka wor 그라 it arises the frictional force the khadili khajle wore it arises due to the contact between the surface ni ye contact di kengere if the surface are rough then there is more friction the kisi kholo rosh the kholo di khol tu do sal tu ora ta sa gi surface da kholo gi surface tingi khachi re khonangi tu che ani sa de kise rough yo roshna ani khare re frictional force manga re frictional force manga di mi di gi inde biga ta la khare re shu manga ja tur ra di sara ta kisi de la ye jambu je ice kan la do shin tang ge na ra ta ice ka tang ge na ko smooth ye surface de pe smooth ra ice khaji de mora de hele ni mi di khare re hele move shuk nyunyu chma chma nya na mora di joy go zur khachila na dingi para gi surface di pe jambu do mora gi kholo di ta rangja ri yi de re de ina ya the surface and the road ki surface the bed kora ice indu gala ani khalo pe smooth indu gala ko lela ocean joer so force of friction the nyong er di kabla so surface the khaji rough cha na digams ki force of friction dia mangair to reduce the friction zones any friction the nyong tan do the surface and contact are kept smooth and polished so friction nyong tan do any surface into khare smooth da any polished tan she ra de shina bed kora ya res. The friction occurs whenever two surfaces rub against each other. Right? 당한줄 랑가 로딘 당한줄 랑가 하지 삐 전부 디성부로 이내 가르래 but detail 가 좀 신다 어르신나 랑가 디솔 삐 로로 망부르. So what the surface did any of the cycle doing a cycle give you the surface thing rub chugora. So what the frictional force force of friction lower. So friction is a force that always opposite yana oppose motion. Chik motion chidina dila khati ne kakpa but opposite la force of friction. The next non-contact force at or the number one magnetic force. The magnetic force somehow kore magnet ki khachira attract chire repel chira. So khalore hine dila kha inji miji magnet so tu de la no tu go mi da tarang buni ko this pass ne ma tu ne ni ko attract chi shek do metal rig na ko attract chi shek do khapto ani metal rig mai na ko effect he mara ine yan zamzam not chipales na repel chira not the south les na the khala attract chira the force exerted by magnet is known as magnetic force. The magnetic force dila khalera magnetic force there is attraction or repulsion between the poles of magnet ra magnetic pole south north the south yura dingi ni geni dil kalora attraction the repulsion yungres like poles of two magnets repel each other like poles na poles chikpa engyo benches na south south nyamla le orishna dingi khajira they repel each other kurang papa bigetangar unlike poles attract each other the north the south do nyam chorishna khajira kuni attract chir nyam thudu. A magnet can exert a force on another magnet without being in contact with it. Hence, it is known as non-contact force. इसरा magnet की force ये जो दी नहीं magnet शंबर लगता है किसी force क्या और उसने रे metal गाना क्या और उसने जो मुझे contact चाह हुआ है मिला so दी करना जरूर है non-contact force नाम लो. Number two is electrostatic force. The force exerted by a charged body on another charged or uncharged body is known as electrostatic force. Force the kisi thanda the body chik charge chawla pench na gambu di gambu dikhangi gola pe rab mangu chawla anko charge chawra charge chawdi gola ani ta di nalga ni chinji tang chdo di khari uncharged dila charge kyo kuch chai mara thanda so di ram ki lidu gala gambu di ram ki lidu gala chudi khwa side la di attract chidu do lamsa khora charge di chol attract chidu do thu e marda rangshin gi pha attract chidu do so dinde gi force chila khala electrostatic force ta thu go main en kab tu ya da attract chidu so di khatong non contact force ra it enables the charged substance to attract neutral substance ra charged substance di khari attract chire neutral substance cha che mi gi dosto la attract chida example small pieces of paper attracted to a balloon ra paper chin chin thana az balloon chi cha chi ra balloon kya gola ra ya ku chin re ani straw chi le straw di thanda tingbe ji la ra ko chin ani do strap chi di kala ani paper shi shi di ma thu ne terms ali di ka kha chi da attract chi do so substance with unlike charges attract each other and those with like charges repel each other ra ta gambu ni ki le da gambu ni chi ko chi kya gola phur che cha cha du kala nyam la ki le du kha chi re gambu ni ka kha chi re pha chu bi ge tang 하지만 코이니가 자식을 되어라. 그래서 코나니 레벨치르. 그래서 그 건부 찍자 지겨 제 찍자 민교로스나 아니 가지를 자 민교 디스 attract 지시라 자 지겨. So such force is called electrostatic force. Number three, gravitational force. That 정말 하고 the attraction of objects towards the earth is known as force of gravity or gravity. The attraction the attraction do khari chido towards the earth gi chola ma chilling ish do dila khali force of gravity yama force gravity pulls everything downwards ra sama ma tin dura this force acts on all objects in the universe ngobo zamni na lo ngobo yege chisa la ne force le yimbare. Every object in the universe, whether small or large, exerts a force on every other objects. Zamni na ngobo khari ne re ngobo chasa yi khajire phatsu khalore force tigi but exerts a force on every other objects. Azung chala khari ya gangla te in the yorus na malle udo so dinso the gravitational force example common radin shisa the force ki topic ditsa che force ki tenda che ra force ki ni example che and then we discussed on types of forces one by one ra contact forces la ni we talked upon about the two types of contact forces ra muscular, the frictional force, and then three non-contact forces, then the magnetic force, electrostatic force, and gravitational force. The next topic दिखा रहा है pressure. Pressure is the force इन्हें खरे लग रहा है per unit area applied in the direction perpendicular to the surface on an of an object. So ngopo khari ne ta penches na tanda shingdo jya chashra digala ani nail di la khare re kyangi force kana nail gala to shu chashra force kya go ra applied force ko gal ge do nail di gal le re ani nail ki force ko gal ma li re tanda shingan li ra so nail di khande li do perpendicular 90 degree khap tu gala ra so dinde chi the color re pressure le it is a force ra force re ani force khare gal ge yo le na per unit area chi gala in a perpendicular direction to the surface of an object is called pressure check. The pressure की formula खरीला ना pressure की formula pressure थी लदु गला equals to force upon area लंच force खजु game में ओदे गांची area खजु रहो दिच्छे अनि divide ना रहा it is also defined as the thrust acting per unit area so अनि खलोरे the pressure की या दिशे meaning शंबा आंसू खरी अंतिरे it is defined as the thrust acting per unit area. Thrust nana or the force. Example, a force applied perpendicular to the boat. The pension in the example this quarter the the unit of pressure is pressure unit correct Newton per meter square. The unit kandelena force की unit दिखा रहा है Newton रहा यानी upon area की the form unit खरे meter square रहा खती ने so Newton per meter square so unit of pressure दिखा रहा है Newton per meter square n per m square or Newton per meter square and count how water m the square the along the dishi ke the meter square the wall and the m the gang lecture na 2 the lahari power lead minus power lead minus 2 which is equal to 1 pascal so pressure gi unit de la khatire also pascal yang tir Newton per meter square yang tir ani yang na pascal p chu yang tir this is so liquids and gases exert pressure on the wall of the vessel. Liquids churinere gas inere sama yikhajire pressure tigi bare kola tigre on the walls of the vessel. Khare khare nalu orish pench jigdam dolu orish na jigdam gisur den sama lani the pressure li churolu orish chuki pressure di jigdam sur sama la feel chidur. Air exerts pressure on all objects. Lungia chukuchiyan pressure tigre ine ngobusamal tigre and it is also called the atmospheric pressure. So pressure la the liquid pressure the atmospheric pressure and near. The pressure gitishe the wall logic to great the on the dushe. Pressure equals to force upon area dwa. So area khadzugi manga ra the force bench na chukpa force the 100 ra area the ni 50 is na pressure khazuli pressure mangali ra thanda de gala kelagi 200 la so force 200 newton ina 200 divided by 50 shows 250 divided by 200 divided by 50 da 200 divided by 100 ni answer khayi mangali re 200 divided by 50 mangali ra 4 li ra ani 100 divided by the 50 less not too much lingmara. So pressure yung do. Pressure manga khwa le son thanda 400 200 divided by 50 manga le so dila khardo 200 dila area khazula so ni 50 la so diche example thanda on the chikshara symbol 200 divided by 50 share and dila 200 divided by 100 200 divided by 100 less no answer 2 less so pressure 2 much le masa tegi dila khazula so pressure 4 less so ta din nanglo le gela gi khebar kharshat so sa thangi tangsha example shadi gan la area khazu chason 50 next le area khazu chason 100 area mang tang so area mang tang di gan la pressure khali do pressure nyu ali sera area khazu gi mang do na khali de pressure nyu nga ta example di so di gan re ta odi calculation gan la page ane example larda the real life gal example do chasna tanda ta kyangi kalore dingi area ta di gangi area che ani nil gi wagi area khagi area pat kono ma do di gangi pat kono ma do ta area khaje che do to di tse dil area chinchi mashim da area chungshu chinju gala kyangi force tiku chikyang dar da force newton di 200 newton kyangi force ge di gala khaje re di lamsa mazur khaje na ko area chinju do di ulta che nil di ulta chini di che di mala tsudra force di garang ga kyan 200 newton ge da kuito hor nang mar isra so khajila na di area betche do area khaju che na khare re kyan la force mang ga go tur pressure yung ma chi li mare area khaju ki chung na khare re pressure mang ali re bet kora ra da di example chibo chi kyan kyan gi nang li ji ji la example shara chi gi da kya apple to bio che ji gi tse shi do tse di bet kora area chung re ta ma shim da area chung ji she di gap gi chi do o di khare re area bet che do tuwa so kyangi do tse di gi apple to ba da ani khalore tanda gyab tuwa shdo gangi tuwa shdo odi tuwa di gana apple gyogo tukure bad kuran di tse di apple gyogo tukura di khartong gore area khatsi chunga ina pressure chair isara lesser the area more will be the pressure more the area less will be the pressure tada suppose yang tanda mi ma nye de da mi ma nye cha mi di ya lang chita da ya lang di di area chinchi ma shi ma area diga ma sa da ma nye di di area ta da khatsi mong bo contract do di contract area la da dila contract area ta da contract area di contract disa gi area di khatsi mong bo do mi di su ko ga za da di tu tu ga la khachi do di ga la nyar ma do ni di china so ke ku chum gum do nang lo ma shi ra zoom do ta mi di ki khar do contract area di pe chinchi do so di chinchi ga la pe ko ma nga chu do so pressure ma nga li area khatsi gi nyong na pressure ma nga area khatsi gi ma na pressure nyong li So for pressure, we have pressure is directly proportional to force. That's pressure. The force is directly proportional. Kisi pressure ma na the force ma, right? Pressure no force that is more the force more will be the pressure. Force kaze ki ma yana digams ki pressure ma ali ra force kaze yana digams ki pressure ali. Dida rangchin ra. Pressure is inversely proportional to area. Inversely directly proportional na more the pressure more the force ra ta do thanda do inversely proportional to area lana khare pressure khazu ma na area area khazu ma na pressure opposite share inversely proportional lana opposite lesser the area of contact more is the pressure ra lesser the area of contact de la serga stu sa serga ditse hande chinchi do force di go the lamsa force ra down the lelo chin su the more will be the pressure area contact area khazu gi che na khazu do nanglo zu from the pressure bed koran yonger example real life normal heavy trucks have 6 to 8 tires so tire truck gets into the truck symbol instead of 4 namgi normal also khalore khulu shima shimara so truck symbol is the truck symbol is la khalore khulu 2 gets into the instead of 4 right? So it's the kharche the chore to increase the area of contact between the tire and the road. So the kharche the resha contact area mang rota hai chido contact area mang edu gana ani kharire pressure mang thus the pressure on the ground is reduced. Ra khalore area of contact khazu gi mang achas na ani pressure yung ra dingi ulta imba. So pressure nyo edu komadigu mara. The camels can walk easily in the desert as compared to the other animals because they have broader feet. which exert less pressure on the sandy ground, enabling them to walk properly. So camel denzo gi feet into the kangba denzo chumbu do ya chumbu be do. So di khari chidure chama gana lele chumba ya tundre yo khajna khunzo khaze gi era context chana pressure nyong ali ra. Next, pressure exerted by liquid and gas. The liquid the gas yani hydrogen methane the raw. Liquid exerts pressure on the base of the container because of its weight. Liquid pressure the sangma khol alire base lalir. Vessel lanere container lane chikwarich container ginano chishu na any pressure mangcho khol yere basement here. If the molecules of a liquid are in motion, then they collide, yang strike, yang collide lana in the molecule go and mongbo ranyam la two de la collide with the walls of the container. In every collision, this molecule exerts a force on the walls of the container. So, chugi nanglo la molecule chin chin mangbo ra hydrogen the oxygen ki molecule mangbo ra molecule sangma khajire yama move chi didu la ra yama move chi didu la ani chik para tu ra chik para tu didu la ani surla yo din chugi ko khalore force the energy the energy the council the lobzen chama jangro chik energy the yama transfer sheet molecules mangbo ra so the denso pa su kulai chi didu la khajire pe chigi khwa la tu re ni the container gi side denso la da. In every collision, this molecule exerts a force on the wall of the container. Container gi kalorta sur do on de la khachire ani kunzu gi force de la force lady gala ani that means the kalore shu gi thanda force quality liquid gi force quality lana force quality re on the wall of the container khanna da na odi wall de la ni pressure lead. Gases also exert pressure on the walls of the container of rather. Example, air filled in a balloon. Balloon signal it exerts pressure on the inner wall of the balloon. Balloon gi kalore thala. Balloon korangi di sur de la sama pressure li so air gi pressure on there. So the experiment there should do council liquid pressure example there should do so the network pressure manyun chura wala igon shubu kima igon shubu gan igon shubu dara chu so the pudu gala pressure mangshu quality the high pressure such the khor the wall or the ting ting do she ani gan such the khar the low pressure nyung shur the so the pressure how go to pressure increases with depth pressure khari increase ma depth ting dil to the pressure bet for a ma the nice characteristics of liquid pressure. The liquid pressure it increases with depth. It remains the same in all direction at a given depth. Ani and the gidam doshlu orishna gidam gisur right shoulder is kalore sur right shoulder la ni pressure manga yo da yun shola nyunga yo da in the doche mar direction chazan la force the pressure this it depends on the density of the liquid density that counts with and the kuachua dinel changre a liquid exerts pressure on the sides of the container surla tishires. Now atmospheric pressure. Earth is surrounded by a layer of air on the zameen ganza kharire lungi kalor layer dochi covered chishere at a certain height and this layer of air is called atmosphere lung yu di part di la layer mangbu yo che at kiti no so atmospheric layer yama atmosphere layer chi kalore minimum chi yo troposphere yore di gang ni ta yi kalore layer khagi padu la atmosphere layer di padu hon di nanglo khari na as we gradually move up the density of layer of air decreases lungi kalore density nyon durela na ta nanglo la molecules yora molecules is so ma bet kro nyon durela at a particular height it reduces to zero but height tado os yas do rushna bet kora air ki density de bet kora zero chorela ta dela da part di do change na kya ta da sea level de part le da air molecules pe mamudo di ya gan se de pe nyon la mount everest ki part de le du gan le pe nyon do ta da Jinda ya gang the path kora zero chaido. So on the chart, as we gradually move up, the density of the layer of air decreases. At a particular height, it reduces to zero also. Air has mass, jisera, so it exerts force on Earth's surface. Lung la chigo yore, so digi khachire force kere, Earth's surface, the force kere, and on the different objects. Objects, concerning knowledge object, kare nestazan kala ani force kere. This forces acting on the unit area is called atmospheric pressure. The area chigle bachitra area chigla ani area pinch na meter square chigla ani force khajuli do hodi ste dila khali re atmospheric pressure le. Atmospheric pressure is the weight of air in a column of unit area. So thanda di like chipo chicken atmospheric pressure lana khalore lungi chipo dire in a column of unit area then the meter square chig nanglo la ani khalore lung gi jise jura o de la khalere atmospheric pressure che tan digang la ge chipu chikan rore atmospheric pressure decreases as we go up in atmosphere ya ganga gang du gala pressure nyong nyong du res lung gi pressure jura khachla na molecules bat nyong du da molecule khache gi ma na chik chila pha su kolai chi chi du gala khache de pressure ma le so gang la molecule bat nyong du gala ani pressure bat kro nyong du and then SI unit is Pascal atmospheric pressure and the pressure unit Pascal ra PAT ra pressure inside our body is equal to the pressure atmospheric pressure outside so we are not crushed because of this air pressure that some of the air atmospheric pressure zamni nangbo sangmala pressure liga suna 아니 nganzu chulo la atmosphere changba nganzu le shugi di kalore crush ha chances yura hinne changmare khachini nganzu changmda susop di sopta hande me di do so odi khari kingre the pressure inside our body nganzu subu gi nanglo la pressure ye bara so odi pressure di da khari chukpare nganzu sugi surgi yin gi atmospheric pressure ji do lungi pressure di chikpa indu gala ani nganzu le kheba khegu jemare nganzu che chol thungme da ondre the experiment recounts here the force caused by atmospheric pressure acts on the surface of cardboard is greater than the weight of the water in the glass. Glass the smooth pe gotna ani dingala cardboard gogo generate shipshi janere ra jambu chidus jaw dushna kapu ja thamunya la kapu chara ani char ulta sidi ngala khachire di khaching mar di ma catching mar chu ma thyung mar so di khari tyong gore di chulo la atmospheric pressure di shukche yu za jigo chugi jigo dile atmospheric pressure di pat ma ha du gala ani ko khalo weight ki di ma bige tang thung mar atmospheric pressure gi ya di shashan di shukche thane ani ma pe thung mar so di tas atmospheric pressure ge tanda activity chi gon di chere okay so chapter on the force and pressure the gamba the search and dig in all experiment ni di ani video se ne gela tang da ga odi kala angi te yi then the experiment sig di then the gela gi dila sa atmospheric pressure ra then the glass kala cardboard ki khapche kab ulta che di che net dang lo le ti supi mang bor chi dang de kyang ya wata na on the six and the next is then the liquid pressure ya liquid pressure did and the caloric ekdam kha che che ni caloric deep sashe la chugi pressure mang che imba proof che right so di video chu pu se mai ba che ding ala so so kush ya po che ni caloric khari lo to the point decision just cha ni dir ra so dila ni kela kya cha project kya cha wa del train ra and digum bo the chawai